Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The birds are not chirping, okay? Today is Thursday, February 26th. It's raining. It's pouring. The old man is snoring. Okay? Did y'all get some sleep last night? I did, but I tossed and turned quite a bit. The older I get, I notice people be showing up in my dreams that ain't got no business being around, and that pisses me off. Do that be happening to y'all, or is it just me? I'll be like waking up like, how the hell, why, how you get in it? Why were you in my dream? Why did you just show up? And I'll just, sometimes, and I got to think sometimes like, dang, did this really happen, or was I really dreaming? I'll be so happy when I find out it's a dream. Especially people you don't want to see or talk to. It's like, I don't know why you showed up in my dream, but I'm glad you didn't show up for real. Yeah. But thanks for picking up, y'all. It's raining, so, I got the overly drive for me and everybody else because, these people here can't drive in the first place. That's number one. Number two, now that it's raining, ain't no telling I'm not at the highway yet. And I left my house at 7 today, for sure. So, yeah, today's not going to be too long because nothing has changed. We're still underneath having a hostile takeover of the United States. So we're still experiencing the hostile takeover. That's not going to stop unless we handle our business come November as far as voting, or unless somebody handles their business way before November. I mean, is only her mom the only one that could get snatched up and kidnapped? Nobody else? Nobody else is on the menu for kidnapping? This is bogus. This is bogus. I will keep saying, how come people ain't been put in a headlock yet? How come y'all not jump these people yet? I don't get it. I really don't understand. But I guess I do. Okay? The elite fight and try to keep the elite going. They want their money. They want it tax-free. And no matter how much they pretend they're fighting for it, they're willing to throw the whole nation under the bus to keep going whatever it is they got going on. But anywho, but just on that note and the hostile takeover, I don't know if ICE has exited Minnesota yet. And if they are still there, I don't think they're there with the numbers that they had. Excuse me. I don't think they're there with the numbers that they had, when all the drama was happening. But right now, they're getting ready to do a temporary stop on Medicaid in Minnesota. A temporary stop for Medicaid. For what? Because the people that they really wanted to get rid of, they're going to get rid of them through their health. That's why. Lord, I'm going to go ahead and take this light. Okay. But yeah, so they're doing a temporary stop on Medicaid, and they're gonna get you through your health some kind of way. It's just shameful. It is shameful. Speaking of health, prayers up for Chris Bosh. He had a medical emergency moment, and he said I guess he said he felt some sort of pain in his leg. Next thing he knew, he was on the floor waking up. When he came to, there was blood everywhere. Luckily, I guess his wife was there, was able to get him to a hospital. I can imagine that was probably like a blood clot, shot up his leg, and luckily it didn't go to his heart. But yeah, what's my point here? Get to the doctor. Go ahead and get to the doctor, because like I said, if you don't take the time to take care of yourself, your body will sit you down involuntarily, and that's a fact. That is a fact. So we got to try to catch stuff as early as we can if there's something that's going to happen, and not assume that just because we feel good that we are good, because we know that that's not true. That's not how health works. Feeling good does not always mean being good. You know what I mean? So get to the doctor, go to the PCP. Fellas, go let them check out your butt. Go let them check out your butt and make sure you're not getting ready to be out of here from colon cancer or prostate cancer and all that. Go get your butt checked out, guys. Okay? I gotta make sure the twins gotta get checked on every single time. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to catch that thing. If it's something to be caught, I want to catch it immediately. Immediately. But yeah, go check on your health. And don't forget, check on your teeth too. Your teeth are a part of your health, and of course your mental health, your brain is a part of your health. And I ain't talking about a CT scan or MRI. I'm talking about mental health, okay? But your teeth are important. If your gums are bad, this is where heart disease starts developing, okay? A lot of people don't realize this or know this, but again, you don't have to believe me, okay? That's why Google is your friend. Now you got ChatGPT to help you out, and all other type of apps and social media platforms and things that will help you understand the things you need to understand. Brushing your teeth is not a lot. You need to floss. And I'm telling you, if you're a person that don't floss, when you start flossing, it's going to hurt. As we know, this is why a lot of people don't like flossing, because it hurts when you don't floss for a long time. When you get through them teeth, your gums be pumping. But it's for your best interest. It's for your best interest. This is why people teeth be missing all up in here. You got the floss. Are you trying to show Sophia? That's why my teeth been good. I love flossing. But the truth is, I love flossing because I became addicted to flossing when I went down to Iraq, when I went down range. Because I was nervous and like paranoid, and I had a lot of anxiety, and that was one of the things I did to cope. I don't know why that was something that I chose, but it just was. I just always had floss all the time, everywhere on me, in my bags, in my rucksack, in my pants, and even now, there's floss in my car, in my purse, one at work, upstairs, downstairs, on my office. I need to have floss everywhere. I just love it. I just love flossing. Like, oh my God, after I eat, I be pressed. Like, where's my floss? But yeah, you gotta floss. It hurts, but after you get used to it, it will stop hurting. It'll just be something that you do. But yeah. So your gums is something that can make you sick if you're not watching your teeth. Okay? And I ain't talking about I'm talking about real sickness, like straight up heart disease. Your gums affect your heart. But yeah, go to the doctor. Shout out to Chris Bosh, and thank goodness that he was able to he had somebody there to be able to catch whatever was happening to him, because if that blood clot went onto his heart, he'd be out of here. He could potentially have been out of here or whatever. And so that's that. Oh Lord, it's about to take me forever to get to work because the rain got everybody nervous and shook. On one hand, I understand, but right now it's not really raining. It's misting. It's a little bit of mist. Let me get over. I don't like driving in the middle of the road, like this highway, 6-7 lanes, 6-7, 6 or 7 lanes. I don't like driving in the middle at all. I gotta be on either the far right or the far left, and I usually take the far right. I mean left. Why am I? The hell's wrong with me? Left, right, left. Anyway, so now I know I talked about Tyra the other day, but I wanted to make sure I mentioned that she said something. I pointed something. I thought about something last night that pissed me off. 2 things. First thing, there's a clip going around of her saying, as soon as I put something in my mouth, I can immediately taste it. Tyra, stop. Because who you think you talking to? Somebody extraterrestrial that wouldn't have tasted it when they put it in their mouth? We all could taste it. Now, maybe she was trying to say I can identify a flavor, but it's like, she's so over the top anyway. But she gonna get on there and say, The second thing she gonna say is she want her legacy to be ice cream. Tyra. Mm-mm. That's not how this is gonna play out, honey. Okay? The name of her ice cream shop is called Smize and Dream, which is what? She should have named it Smize Cream. To me, that's what she should have named it. She was going to use. She wanted to use the word Smize so bad. She should have named it Smize Cream, and she should have said. And her point should have been, "When you taste my ice cream, it makes you smize." You see my point? I said it first, but that's what she should have said and did. That's what should have happened. But anyway, enough about Tyra. Um, so you know how like Ti and 50 Cent is like, I guess, beefing, and they're barely beefing because King joined in, and now him and King going back and forth. But so after 50 was saying what he was saying about Tiny, Tina Knowles did an appreciation post for Tiny and put like a nice beautiful picture of Tiny up and was saying this is how femininity looks, blah blah blah. And then 50 Cent gonna get up there and say that not the grandmas, but not albino kids and their grandmas jumping in. Oh my goodness. So now you trying to drag Tina Knowles? And he put a picture up there and she was giving saw. You see what I'm saying? But it was still like 50. The thing with 50 is he ain't got nobody around him that could talk about him. But I did see a picture. What did King post? He posted a picture of 50 Cent with his son on his lap. And he was like, what teenage boy sit on his father's lap? And the boy was looking over the top and big. And here's the thing about your own children, right? Of course, they can sit on your lap anytime you want them to. Okay? Sophia be seeming big, but she's not. She stay in my lap. She stay in my lap or whatever. I stay holding her like a baby. But regardless, it was just funny for King to say that. And then when you see the picture, it was given, why is this grown man sitting in this other grown man lap? It was giving, this is not to be posted. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, you can keep this picture private so that people don't troll and people don't make fun. You know what I mean? And so you know people are going to do it, and you could say you don't care, but 50 Cent cares just like everybody else cares. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so he's trying to troll Miss Tina. And it's just like, it's too much. And he called albino kids. And then, speaking of Miss Tina, they said her ex, that man that be on like the Tyler Perry movie, you know, from back in the day, Richard Lawson, they said that he confirmed Sir's diagnosis. But they never said what the diagnosis is, but everybody was trying to make it seem like it was autism or, what's it, Asperger's? What is it? Asperger's. Either autism or Asperger's. But I don't know that he's like high functioning or something like that. But like apparently he has an ailment or whatever, and they were saying that Richard Lawson confirmed it, and Tina's so pissed she's trying to shut it down and things like that. And I could have swore she had some sort of like, not a gag order, but whatever was in their divorce, he was supposed to like not be saying anything about the family or whatever. So I don't know how true any of this is, but the truth is that we do know is we don't see Sir. We don't see him. You know what I mean? And so, it's just unfortunate, and I'm sure B and J just feel like they can't really share, even if it helps other people. But it's just like, where's the little boy? You know what I'm saying? Like, it forces that question even more because of the way y'all let us see Rumi. It would be different if you didn't let us see Rumi. Because it's like Rumi got a whole twin. Where is this person? You know what I mean? Where is this person? So, yeah. So, who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? But I'm sure he's getting all the help that they can afford. Um, you know, and that's just that. But anyway, let me see where I'm at. 93. I'm about to be at 91. Okay. So, but yeah. So let me say this, y'all. Let's talk about attraction, right? Do you believe that people attract who they are or what they are? Do you believe that? I don't. I don't believe you attract who you are and what you are. That would make attraction itself almost like its own entity, something that's happening on its own without your permission or something like that, and that's not really how that works. You don't attract who you are and what you are. You entertain who you are and what you are. I think that will be more accurate to say, not attract. You can attract a homeless person. That doesn't make you a homeless person. You know what I mean? It's like attraction is attraction. It's what you're attracted to. That's fine. You could be attracted to anything. People have on a whole costume and you attracted to it. You know what I mean? And I'm talking a costume literally and figuratively, based on how they dress, and people that got furry fetishes. All right. But anyway, you don't attract who you are and what you are. No. You entertain who you are and what you are. There is no such thing as not being able to help who you fall in love with. You can help it. Yes, you can. Okay? No one is pulling your strings. No one is controlling you. Okay? You're falling in love with something that you're choosing to entertain. That's it. Something that you're choosing to entertain. So if you choose to entertain something or somebody that ain't shit, basically, and that's trash, that's still a choice you're making. That's still a choice that you're making. You know what I mean? And I get it. It's the indoctrination. I always talk about this, and I always will. But the indoctrination allows us to give more chances than even chances that are available, right? Because the truth is, people stop when they have personally and truly have had enough. That's when they stop. You ain't never seen nobody stop before that. Not you, not anybody else. You know what I mean? I need to get in front of you real quick. Then I need to get from behind this truck right here. But yeah, there is no such thing as it's what you entertain is the situation you find yourself in. Okay? You entertain it, and now that's your situation. And it only stops being your situation when you stop entertaining it. That is the truth about everybody who's ever been with somebody and has broken up with them. When you finally had enough, that's when the shit was finally over. But like I always say, don't ever forget, you don't need anybody to tell you when they don't want to be there anymore. You use their behavior and then you tell yourself that you don't want to be there anymore. And then that's how you make your exit. You don't need a cosigner. You don't need somebody that you're with just because you love them to agree that the relationship is over. You could decide for yourself that the relationship is over. It's over for me, and therefore it's over. Because what do we know about relationships? When one person stops trying, it's over anyway. It's over anyway. From that point, all you're doing is hooting and hollering, professing, wishing, hoping, and praying that things will change. But that's not the case. And so that's that. So with that in mind, let me ask y'all this. If you start dating somebody and let's say you want to get married, right? How long would you wait? Or how long should you wait before you get married or before you, I guess, will break up with the person before you realize you're not going to get what you want out of this? And I think to answer one way to answer this question that to me really matters is age. It depends on your age, right? We don't want grass growing under our feet. If you want to get married, which I highly do not recommend, but if you do want to get married, how long are you willing to wait at your tender age to be asked in the first place and then to make it down that aisle or down to the justice of the peace? How long would you wait? To me, I don't think you should be giving people ultimatums. I think that if you're going to get with somebody, You should explain what you're wanting up front. I want to be married. You could point out things that you're willing to do and not willing to do unless you're married. And you shouldn't give them an ultimatum and say, if I'm not married in 3 years, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's not something you tell the person. That's something you tell yourself. You give yourself an internal deadline and a standard that needs to be met, and that's that. The only thing you're going to do with the other person is tell them what your standard is. You're not going to threaten them or make them feel like they have to do it. Just say, I do want to be married, and, I'm trying to get married within the next 3 to 5 years. Keep it a buck with yourself, and keep it just like that. If you're going to even say, let's say you say 3 to 5 years. If your max is 5 years, then that means you have to be married, in my mind, or at least this is how I would do it. If I got with somebody right now and I said I wanted to be married and I need to be married in the next 3 to 5 years to this person, for the first 3 years, you got 3 years to propose. That's how long you got. Because then now we got 2 years after proposal to wait to get married. That is the maximum amount of time. So if I say it's 5 years, you could propose in 1 year, and then we can get married the next year. We're underneath the 5 years. But after 5 years, you could say no. You could say after 3 years. The point is, you're giving yourself an internal deadline, and the only thing you're sharing with the other person is what your desire is. And you let them determine whether they're going to meet those desires. If they don't do it, the point is to execute and enforce your own personal standard. Do not let anybody waste your time, okay? But more importantly, do not waste your own time. Because this is another way that we end up being bitter, upset, mean to other people, is because you're not nipping it in the bud when it needs to be. If you nip it in the bud when it needs to be, you won't necessarily have bitterness and anger because you didn't spend a lot of time being bitter and angry or resentful. You nip it in the bud right away. Resentment, very short-lived resentment. Because I didn't spend a lot of time begging, asking, crying, and sliding down the wall about it. Check that. All right? Now, I know this bus ain't trying to get over. He got in his wrong blinker. '53. Ooh, not on time with the rain, but late yesterday when it was clear. But anyway, that's what I think as far as like a relationship, and not just being married. When it comes to anything that you're looking for in a relationship, let's say y'all together. Let's say you're already married, right? And there's a behavior that needs to change or stop or improve or something like that. You give yourself internal deadlines. You talk about what you want, and you got to keep it a buck when you with somebody and say, I need this to change within the next 6 months. And that's it. That's it, because you're not making a decision for them and their behavior. You're not telling them what to do. You're telling them what you desire, and then you are executing your standard if that desire isn't met by this person. That's it. That's it. That's it. You don't want people feeling like you're trying to control them. Do not try to control anybody. Control yourself and let others control themselves, and you will be so much better off. Your heart will feel much lighter. So will your head, your mental state. If you're not going to get what you want at your tender age, what are you waiting around for? I don't care who we talking about. Relationships, love, family members, work, all of that is included across the board. You're the only one that could do something about it. You can't make anybody do anything else, but you could damn sure make yourself do stuff. You can make yourself do stuff. My recommendation, control yourself. Know what you want and only accept that. Do not be under the impression that you can't get the things you want. You can, but you are going to have to let some other stuff go and some people go if they in your goddamn way. That's for sure. That is for sure. If you want to be married, you need to get with somebody who's willing to marry you. Period. That's it. That is it. There's no reason to be asking somebody what they're waiting for, what they're worried about, and all this and all that. They ain't waiting and they not worried. They don't want to do it. And that's the answer. You usually have all your answers. You just scared to make a decision because you're not ready. And I get that. But not being ready isn't going to change the fact that you're going to do all the crying and hooting and hollering about something that you're not going to get. Then you end up getting married to somebody out of force, and now they resent you for making them feel like they have to do this. Where the hell is my park? Okay. You know what I mean? So, what the is that my park? Okay. Oh, wait, I'm going to do this part right here because I couldn't see. You know I got to park in the handicap, right? Straight retarded. See that? Oh, y'all can't see what I can see, but yeah. Park right here. I got to get front door service every single time. But, yeah, so don't let nobody waste your time, but more importantly, don't waste your own time, okay? If you know me, don't waste my goddamn time, okay? Because you know, my recommendation is always going to be to save yourself, okay? Save yourself, and then save yourself all the drama of talking about it, crying about it, sliding down the wall. If we're friends and you need to cry about it, slide down the wall, drink, do all this, I'm down. I'm with all that. I'm with all that. And then we're going to move on. And then we're going to move on. Okay, we're not letting nobody waste our time. We're not letting nobody tell us what to do. We're not letting nobody control us. We're not submitting to nothing. There's no reason. There's no reason, okay? But anyway, like I said, y'all have a good day today. I'm going to do the same, okay? Today's Thursday, and as you already know, I will not be at work tomorrow. I will not be at work any Friday from henceforth until set time that I can telework. You could put some money on that. Because I ain't been to work in the last 2 months on a Friday. That's a fact. I can't do it. I won't do it. I shan't. I can't and I shan't. Okay? Now, y'all don't let nobody piss you off today. It's enough going on in the world that should already have you pissed to the highest of passivity. However, if somebody do try to piss you off and you need to handle it, handle it. Okay? Handle it. Pull them to the side. So it'll be your word against theirs. But anyway, y'all have a good day, and I will do the same. And, of course, God willing, I'll see y'all next week. Or if I have anything I need to talk about beforehand, I will probably get on my TikTok and talk trash there. And if need be, I'll put it on my reel. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, y'all have a good day today. I'll do the same. And y'all have a good weekend. And I'll do the same. Okay? All right, y'all. Bye.